Explain, Ambassador. Why did your great seer bring the Apostle of Ashes into this city?
She was the former seer with powerful psychic skills, capable of communicating with wraith spirits and all things. She recreated the almighty bow and was the greatest contributor in the Sunshot battle 7 years ago. But this right here, she is no longer herself. "7 years ago, she invaded the Sun Crow's consciousness through channeling and suppressed the monster until others shot it and completed the sealing. But the Great Seer herself was also consumed by the Sun Crow after overexerting her power. She left the Ode to Sun as her last words, to remind us that her spirit would always be with us, always fighting against the Sun Crow. Should the seal be broken and the Sun Crow returned, by heeding her advice, crafting the almighty bow, and having the most steadfast believer shoot at the sun, we could rouse the Great Seer's last sliver of power to complete the sealing again.
The Great Seer of Istia. She's a self-awakened sinner, right? You mean to say that a mere sinner could suppress the Apostle of Ashes without the shackles?
It's true. The Great Seer indeed had such power, and she did it. What are you doubting? We've committed no crime. You have no right to interrogate us. We may not have your hypercubes, but Sunsink City, no, the East too, has collectively stood firm under the calamity for a century. We rely on our own sorcery and have endured great sacrifices. What are you implying? Nonsense! We have no connections with your enemies. Are you trying to extort Istia's sorcery and steal our core technology with this pretext? According to the border law, this city has no right to do this.
When the safety of the city is threatened, we have every right to take action.
This is all normal, Chief. The conflict is inherent, otherwise the envoys wouldn't have so many secrets. This city is the only source of hypercubes, and there are constant attempts to infiltrate and replace us. The spies targeted by the 9th Agency have already filled the archives. The tragic incidents they have led to in the past were way more intense. You're an honest person, Chief. But honesty does not exist between two cities, especially after BR002, with new mines and resources entering the game. In places you can't see, all major Outland forces lurking in the city have long been itching to move. If you truly believe in Istia, now is their chance to prove their innocence.
We really don't mean any harm! The failure of the sunshot wasn't intentional. It's Yan Yan's fault. Yan Yan didn't explain the myth clearly, and I'm not powerful enough to complete the sunshot. Let me try again. I'll make sure to do it right this time.
Why is this child still here? Stop using her as a decoy. We've seen through your intentions long ago. The Sun Crow is a monster released by Istia. You can't take on Dis-City yourselves, so you fused the Apostle of Ashes into the Sinner to break through the FAC's Apostle Monitoring Network. You let this monster into the Dis-Sea to cause disasters and wreck our city. All those foolish, superstitious rituals are just smokescreens to distract us.
We endured a long, harsh journey to come here, expecting the distrust. But not a despicable trap like this. It's only natural for Dis-City to doubt our good intentions. Knowing what you've done in the past, you must not be able to believe we would repay you with kindness.
Calm down, Ambassador. Focus on maintaining the sorcery. Now is not the time to be distracted. Don't waste your energy on reasoning with them.
The center of the world, the front line against mania. Now that we're here, we finally understand what you are. In NF-106, BR003 broke out, and the drought of the 10 suns almost burned down Sunset Town. We exhausted our resources and sacrificed many lives to suppress the Sun Crow. In NF-112, BR004 broke out. On the same day, Istia was hit by catastrophic natural disasters. That's right. That's the sinking of Istia you guys like to joke about. We'd barely rebuilt Sunsink City when you brought the riots upon yourselves and triggered BR002. That's why the Sun Crow suddenly broke its seal and went out of control. No wonder you always cover up the news about the Black Rings. Under the perishing star, every Black Ring is connected to the source of mania, and each one could affect the whole world. It's all your fault. Istia sent the Sun Crow Apostle to invade Dis-City? You are the ones forcing the whole world to suffer the consequences of your own deeds! And yet, you're trying to smear us?
And you dare probe for intelligence behind our back! This is blatant espionage! Arrest them! You have all the time to explain yourselves in the interrogation room. You won't be leaving Dis-City ever again!
The M value is skyrocketing. A high-intensity mania entity is activating.
Even though you've become like this, it's still in your instincts to protect your kin?
I let my anger get the better of me. Because of me, the sorcery.
It can't be helped. You've journeyed far and have been staying up for nights to maintain the sorcery. Your mind has reached its limits, and couldn't resist that kind of provocation. What's done is done. There's no need to blame yourself. Let's just say, it was meant to be.
Monster is protecting them! See? They are in league with that thing! How dare you try to destroy this city with the Apostle of Ashes! Your sorcery won't last long! Surrender immediately!
Let's not waste time on mind games when a disaster is about to end us. I'll explain in terms you city gentlemen can understand. Apostles of Ashes are products of concentrated mania, a material projection of collective consciousness. They manifest themselves in this world in the forms of disasters and wraith beasts. Hypercubes don't exist in Istia. Facing the Apostle, people could only rely on their faith in the Sunshot legend. In other words, they were fighting the product of collective will with their collective will. When the Great Seer crafted the Almighty Bow, she was activating this immense spiritual power. No matter how many times she failed, she always had that faith. This, Yanyan is surely capable of. Our problem is not that the Sun Shooter is not powerful enough, but that a single droplet makes no ocean. A soul tree forms no forest. Here and now, in this foreign land, no one shares our belief.
Citywide temperatures are rising quickly. M values of the 3 major Black Ring ruins are surging. The defense forces have requested urgent reinforcements. The Apostle of Ashes is confirmed to be attacking the Dis-C defense line. The range of fluctuations is expanding. The Black Rings are showing citywide fluctuations. Level S+ crisis response initiated. I repeat, Level S+ crisis response initiated.
What's happening?
Is that apostle really so powerful?
The sea is boiling. The Apostle of Ashes is resonating with the Black Rings and amplifying its power. Is this a result of the Eastian sorcery breaking?
Reinforce the broken front line and stop the Sun Crow! We must hold on by ourselves this time! It must not enter the sea!
The sun deformed. Demise befell. Hills burned and charred. Lives ebbed and fell. 10 suns in sky. Lest crops survived. O hero soul, when shall thou show? This is all we can do. Next, since the city doesn't believe in myths, fight in your own way then.